It's Tuesday, June 22nd, 2010, and this is the Morning Swim Show. I'm Jeff Cummings, filling in today for Peter Bush. Mallory Weggemann is Swimming World's reigning female American Disability Swimmer of the Year, and she competed last week in the Mission Viejo Tier Swim Meet of Champions with her teammates from the University of Minnesota. And in the Finis Monitor today, producer Garrett McCaffrey talks with Weggemann about her goals in and out of the pool.
So Mallory, since we last talked in the fall, you've made a pretty big decision. You're going to move from the great north up there in Minnesota and go down to Colorado Springs to be a resident and train till 2012?
Yep.
How did that decision come about?
Well, I applied to the residential program and then I got accepted, and I just made the decision because I want to really focus on my goals for London, and training and trying to be a student and all that is just a little too much, and I really want to make sure that I do everything possible and take advantage of all those opportunities so I can reach my goals come London.
Yeah. When did London really come on your radar screen?
London's been on my radar for, I want to say, I've been wanting it since I started, and about 2 years ago. Trials for the 2008 Games, I was there as a spectator, and I saw it and I wanted to be a part of all of it. And then this past fall at Worlds in Brazil, I really started to realize that this is something I'm going to be doing.
What are your goals for London? You say you want to achieve these goals, so you got to make big changes. What are those goals?
To win gold. My hope is to swim all 7 Paralympic events and win gold in all 7. That is my goal as of right now. So I guess we'll see what happens. All 7 events, so that's the 50 all the way up through the 400 freestyle. Yep.
100 of each stroke or 50 of each stroke?
50 free, 100 free, 400 free.
Okay.
50 fly, 100 back, 100 breast, and 200 IM.
How do you train for all those events? I mean, Paralympic or not, that's a wide range of events to be successful at. You see people like Chloe Sutton right now trying to accomplish a 200 through a 10K, and her coach Bill Rose is really kind of perplexed. How do you train for that wide gap of events? How do you train for that?
It's tough. My coach and I work on a lot of, we do a lot of distance type stuff because I do really well with the 400, but then at the same time we have our stand-up sets in the middle of the week that really work on getting up and going and just working on pure sprint. So I kind of work on both, and my personal trainer and I work a lot in the weight room with doing all sorts of different weights, and we go through our power phases and then go back to the more aerobic and kind of mix everything into itself so I can try to nail not only the 50 but the 400 and the 50 fly and the 2 IM, and really so I can get them all. But it's hard. It's hard to switch your body over that much.
Which one's your favorite? What event's your baby?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I would say the 400 free. I would go with that.
You got that one coming up tomorrow here at Mission Viejo. We're halfway through the meet, and you aren't too happy with the way things are going, right?
No, but training hard. Can't really go best times all the time, so I've been expecting this. I knew it was going to be rough. I didn't think it'd be this rough, but every now and then you got to have those meets. Kind of gets you going and motivates you a little more.
As a swimmer with a disability, we were talking earlier, and you said it's almost more challenging when something isn't going right at a meet. You know, you have one thing that's off, and there's not a lot of room for error. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's a little different. You know, I don't have that kick following me through, so if my stroke isn't there in the arms or something's just not there, I'm not catching the water, it's all downhill from there. You have to be on it and have it all, or you lose it pretty quick.
Here this weekend, you're swimming within other events, so like you did the 200 IM within the 400 IM today. You did a 200 freestyle on day number 1 within the 800 freestyle. What's your ideal stage for Paralympic swimming? Because it can't be within a bigger race. It has to, I guess, just what's your ideal presentation that you would like to see for Paralympic swimming in season, outside of the Paralympics and that stuff? What would be your ideal way of demonstrating and showing the world what this sport is all about?
You know, I think it's one of the things that's really important for us to be doing to show the world what it's all about is coming to meets like this and swimming with able-bodied swimmers and kind of making let everyone be aware of what it is that we do, because I think there's a lot of athletes and swimmers here in the U.S. that don't really know about the Paralympics, don't know what it's all about, and you know, I see someone in a wheelchair and they don't think you can swim. I mean, I didn't think I could swim when this first happened to me, and little did I know this is where I would be. But it's the ideal, that's hard. Back in Minnesota, I know Minnesota swimming in itself has done a lot. I swim in the Grand Prix there, I swim in Speedo sectionals, and this past fall they actually allowed a disability heat into finals at the Grand Prix. And I think that would be the ideal situation, is that more of that starts happening where disabled athletes are included in more of the final setting. They made one heat that started off the meet, and it was for disabled athletes. And they brought us back and we swam an event. So it wasn't a full-on, we came back in every event, but it was still a little bit more than just the prelim only swim. I think little things like that will bring it to where maybe someday there are the meets that are combined, like in Australia, they combined their meets with disabled and able-bodied swimmers, and they just alternate heats. I don't know where it will all go, but I think getting us out there and swimming in these meets is a start to it.
Do you feel like you have to be an ambassador for that? Do you feel like, as part of your goals, not only to win gold in London, are some of your goals kind of bringing the disabled swimmer to the forefront and maybe getting a little bit more recognition for that kind of swimming?
Definitely. That is one of my sole purposes for coming to meets like this. My coach and I have a meet next weekend in the cities. I had a meet last weekend in the cities. I have meets all the time back home, but going out and going to different meets allows more and more people to see what this is all about.
What kind of feedback do you get on the pool deck? Do you have people come up and talk to you and tell you how inspiring you are?
I do, and sometimes it kind of catches me off guard, but it's fun to talk to people, and I meet all kinds of swimmers, younger swimmers especially. I love talking to the younger swimmers. They're great, and they're young, and they're still really energetic about it and all excited about everything, and it's fun to be around, and the energy they give off is just awesome. And I do. A lot of parents approach me. A lot of kids are a little more, shy about it. They don't know what to say. They don't know if I'm going to just kind of shoo them away or what I'm going to say to them. So a lot more parents come up than athletes, but as the meet goes on and they see me talking to other people, I get a lot of swimmers coming up then.
For those of the viewers who might not know your full story, it was an epidural shot gone wrong.
Yep.
2 years ago?
Yep, about 2.5 years ago now, January 21st, 2008.
Do you feel like a victim?
Sometimes I do, but at the same time, you can't live your life feeling that way. And I've just taken it with everything happens for a reason, and you move forward and live life. You can't sit around hoping and waiting for things to happen. You just have to take control and do it yourself.
It's very inspirational stuff. Thank you so much for your time, Mallory. Really appreciate it.
Our thanks to Mallory for that interview. And just by the way, you can catch her this weekend in Colorado Springs at the first annual Jimmy Flowers meet for disability swimmers. Peter Bush will be back tomorrow with an interview with Elizabeth Pelton, who did something a little bit different at the North Baltimore Long Course Championship, swimming a 400 backstroke. We'll talk about that and her trip to Paris. Thanks for watching the Morning Swim Show. We'll see you next time.